Hello everyone, welcome back. So we have done with our very basic sessions. Actually, we have seen what is cloud computing and what are the advantages and all those things we have seen about cloud computing. So let us go with the main classes from today. Okay, so I'll do some basic revision about cloud computing. Then we can see what advantages we have in cloud computing and what disadvantages we have in cloud computing. Because as a cloud administrator, you should know very well what are the things you need to take care before you select a cloud provider. There are many cloud providers available, but you should go with any one cloud provider, right? So you should know all the advantages and disadvantages. Then we can select, okay, these are the things we have in cloud computing and these are the things we need to take care. Okay, whatever advantages we have to use more advantages, and whatever disadvantages we have, in case if there are any, then we have to plan according to those things. Done. So you can consider this session as your first official session. Okay, so whatever we have done, we have seen the syllabus and we have seen examination and all those things. So all those things are very basic sessions and very demo sessions. Okay, fine. So let us see what is cloud computing again. So there is a definition here. What is cloud computing? It is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing instead of buying, owning, maintaining and physical data centers and servers. You can access technology services such as computing power, storage, and database on as needed basis from a cloud provider like AWS. Got it? Now, who is using cloud computing? Any XYZ company that has the business connected to the internet, or any XYZ company where there are servers available, that particular company is using cloud computing. I repeat again, any company where there are servers and switches and firewalls and routers are available, any company where there are like web servers and applications running, any company where they are connected to the internet, these companies are using cloud computing. It can be a banking sector, it can be a IT company, something like a multinational company. Okay, it can be some gaming company, there are many people who provides games and all those things. It can be some animation and multimedia company. So whatever business you think, every company can use cloud computing. Okay, so there are no restrictions here, only this sort of people are using cloud computing. No, like I said, any company that has servers to work on, that company is using cloud infrastructure. Okay, fine. So these are the companies they are using cloud. The question here is, who is providing cloud now? Now these are the famous cloud providers. These are not the only cloud providers. These are some of the most famous cloud providers. Amazon is the most famous actually. Then the number is for Microsoft. Then it is Google, then IBM and all the other numbers, all the other companies. But Amazon is the market leader for last 6 to 8 years. And Amazon is the market leader today. And Amazon will be the market leader for coming many more years. There is a huge difference between Amazon and the other companies. Second one is for Microsoft, but still there is a huge difference between the Amazon and the Microsoft. Amazon has huge data centers. They can offer you whatever services you need. They can offer you whatever resources you need. They have data centers in different locations all over the globe. I'll show you all the locations. I'll show you all the data centers in coming classes, hopefully by tomorrow. But as of now, Amazon has edge over all the other companies. Amazon is a market leader for many reasons. Like I said, one of the reason is Amazon infrastructure is too good. They have huge infrastructure compared to other companies. They have like too much infrastructure available. Their services are better. Okay, that is the second thing. Third one is their team is better. See, whenever you have any issue, whenever you have any problem, we need to contact the support team, right? So they have a proper support team. So there are many advantages in Amazon compared to any XYZ company. So these are the companies that are there. Approximately there are 2000 service providers, my friend. 2000 cloud service providers approximately. These are some of the biggest names we have. Okay, now let us see more into these advantages and disadvantages or benefits, and if there are any drawbacks, whatever we have. Let us see each and everything in more details now. Let us begin with cost saving. We know this very well. What exactly is cost saving here? We have seen this cost saving for many couple of days actually, right? So what is cost saving here? Let us go back to a computer data center first. You know, if you go to any company, the data center will look something like this. Okay, fine. So this is the data center we have in any XYZ company. We can see clearly here. It's a very good question, Sudarshan. There is a question coming here, and the question here is, which cloud provider pricing is less? I'll come to it. Within like some minutes, I'll come to it, like which cloud provider pricing is less. Okay, now this is a rack. This is one rack. Okay, here we can see one more rack here. So this is our local data center. Here we can see there are many servers here. All these are servers or routers or switches or whatever. Okay, so in this company, how many racks are there totally? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 racks. So see, there are only 6 racks available. Suppose in each rack there are like suppose say 20 devices connected, approximately 20. So there are totally 120 devices connected. 120 devices means servers, routers, switches, firewalls. All these are totally 120. So 120 devices in a company is not a big company, my friend. There can be 120 servers actually. Forgot about routers, switches, and firewalls. There can be only 120 or 230 or 250 servers. So if there are 120 servers, there will be like hundreds of users. So there can be easily 300 switches available. So the size will increase. So when the size is increasing, the cost will increase for sure. This is indeed the one of the biggest disadvantage we have in our on-premise data center. So to overcome with this on-premise data center, this much money we need to spend, all these things, what we do, we just go with the cloud. So what we do in cloud, we are saving a lot of money there. How we are saving money? Instead of buying, owning, and maintaining the data centers at our location, I repeat, instead of buying, owning, and maintaining the data centers at our location, we will simply go to the cloud provider. This cloud provider will have all the infrastructure for us. They have each and everything for us. We simply need to access their resources and we need to work. So on day one, no need to pay any money. Once we start using the services, after we started using the services, then we can pay money according to our use. So this is indeed the best, one of the best advantage we have in cloud computing, cost saving. Now, cost saving will not make much difference if the security is not properly designed, isn't it? It's a very simple scenario here. You're saving a lot of money, but there is no security for your money. There is no security for your data. If it is like this, no one will go with cloud computing, right? So cloud computing, okay, company is saving a lot of money, as well as they have the security for data. There are many ways in which we can provide security. When we go with the classes, I'll show you how many ways we are learning to provide security here actually. Like for example, okay, there is something called security group. By using the security group, we can provide security. There is something called NACL, NACL. By using that, we can provide security. There is something called MFA, multi-factor authentication. By using this, we can provide security. Okay, there is something called key pairs. By using this private and public key pairs, we can provide security. So there are many ways in which we can provide security. I repeat, my friend, there are many ways in which we can provide security. So security is indeed very strong here. 5 years before, 7 years before, people used to say like, Okay, you're keeping your data at some other location, so how can be secure? Now they are providing many layers of security. Beside the username and password, there are many layers of securities. There are many ways in which we can secure our server. There are many ways in which we can secure our data. Encryption is one more way using which we can provide security. So in coming classes, we will see many ways in which we can provide security for our servers. We can provide security for our data, because the servers and the data, it is not located on premise, right? It is not located at our data center. It is located at some other data center. So we will do all these things. We'll provide better security. So there is no problem with the security now. Okay. Now, next advantage here is flexibility and elasticity. See, these are very normal English terminologies. So what exactly flexibility and elasticity means? I'll give one basic example. You have a mobile phone, or let us go with laptop. Maybe you people are using a laptop, or maybe some of your friends are using a laptop, or whatever. There is a laptop. So in this laptop, suppose you have 16 GB RAM. How much? 16 GB. If there is a need, can we increase from 16 GB to 32 GB? Of course we can do that, right? We can just take the laptop to some XYZ person, to a particular shop. There we can increase from 16 GB to 32 GB. But how that is possible? First of all, you should travel. You should go to that particular location. Then he will open your laptop. He will put some other RAM. Then he will switch on the laptop. There is a process. There is a process we need to follow. But we can extend. Now from 16 GB, we have extended to 32 GB. Now, is it possible like from 16 GB can I extend to 128 GB? No, this is not possible. 16 to 32, maybe we can do this. But 16 to 128, no. Maybe most of the laptops, they will not support 128 GB. I can say 99% cases, a laptop will not support 128 GB. So on our physical device, if you want to increase or decrease some hardware, we can increase and decrease. That option is available. But increasing and decreasing will take a lot of time. It is not like within 30 seconds or within next 2-3 minutes we can increase and decrease. No, it is not like that. It will take a lot of time there. Okay. Now, coming to this cloud, we are running our virtual servers. Technically, it is called virtual servers, or we can call it as EC2. Elastic Compute Cloud. There are certain names we need to see. But as of now, suppose you're running a server in your company, and suppose there is a virtual server you're running over the AWS cloud. And suppose that virtual server has 500 GB hard disk. Is it possible to increase from 500 GB to like 5000 GB? Within some, steps, by just following some simple steps, we can increase from 500 GB to 5000 GB. No need to go to market, no need to bring the physical hard disk, no need to connect the hard disk to the server, no need to shut down the server first of all, and then no need to connect the hard disk, then again no need to power on the server, then no need to configure the extra hard disk, no need to do all these things. With some basic configurations, we can increase and decrease our resources according to our need. This is again a very, very great, one of the best advantage we have over the cloud. Flexibility and elasticity. Your resources can be increased and decreased according to your need. So if you are using 500 GB, you are paying money for 500 GB. If you pay if you go for 5000 GB, then you have to pay money for 5000 GB. Got it? That's the way it works. That is the advantage. Now the other advantage here is pay as you go. Remember what is pay as you go? Pay as you go means whatever you're using, that means you're paying. If you're using a server only for 3 hours in a day, if you're using a server for 3 hours in a day, you will pay money only for 3 hours. Whatever charges will come for the 3 hours, you need to pay money only for those 3 hours. No need to pay for 24 hours. If you bring a physical server in your location, when can you bring a physical server? Imagine this is a physical server, for example. You need to pay complete money for this physical server, then you can bring that server. I repeat, you need to bring the full money for the server. You need to pay the complete money for the server. then you can bring this server in your company. Got it? You cannot say like, okay, I will go and use for like 30 days, then I will pay 10%. Then I'll use for like, 50 days, then I'll pay 20%. We cannot say like this. On day one, we need to pay the complete amount, then we need to bring this server in our company. But in cloud, my friend, there is an advantage. Pay as you go. Got it? Now, software update. Software update is again a very, very important part of our administration. What is the meaning of software update? Let us take example of your mobile phone. See, every now and then in your mobile phone, it will ask you to update your WhatsApp. It will ask you to update your Paytm or PhonePe. It will ask you to update your any other messenger or any other application there, right? So what is the meaning of software address? The meaning of software address is once you're updating the software, the new features will come into it. Okay, so software should be updated every now and then. Whenever there is a need or whenever it is asking you to update, we need to update. So in cloud computing, there are many softwares they will update by themselves, and there are certain softwares we can update by ourselves also. But this software updating option is very simplified here. I'll show you how to update the Windows operating system as well as Linux operating system. But software address is indeed very simple here. Now, easy to manage. See, are we going to connect anything in cloud computing? Are we going to manage anything, any data center in cloud computing? No. In cloud, we are not managing our data centers. Who is managing data centers? Only this cloud provider is managing the data centers. Who is managing? Only the cloud provider is managing the data centers. What we do, we simply access our account. We manage our console. So this console is like graphical user interface console. There are some options available there. We just need to see the options and we just need to do the configuration. So the cloud, if you're running your servers over the cloud, then it is very easy for you to manage. You're not worried about the physical infrastructure. You're not worried about the cabling and all those things. You need to simply run some commands, or you need to simply execute some GUI steps, and then you can manage each and every resources easily. Okay, now backup and restore. Again, this is one of the most important option or most important work of administrator, taking backup and maintaining backups and all those things. If you're working on a network that is within the company, if you're working on a network that is on premise, the local data center, okay, we need to take backup from the servers and we need to restore backup whenever there is a need. So taking the backup and keeping the backup in some other place, there is like, it's a very responsible job, and it is a very big job actually if the computer network is on premise. But if you're using a cloud network, backup and restore is much more simplified here. It is much more easier for us to take backup. It is much more easier for us to restore the backup in case if you need. But again, like I said, you in coming classes, we will see how to take backup and how to restore backup. But just for your knowledge purpose, backup is one of the main work a administrator will do in any network, in any company. So we should know how to take backup, as well as we should know how to restore the backup. Okay, quick deployment. What it means, quick deployment? Remember I told you how much time it will take you to add 2 more hard disk into your server. It's a very big process. We need to bring the hard disk first. Okay, then we need to shut down the server, then connect the hard disk, then switch on the server, then configure the hard disk, then give permission to users to save data. So it is indeed a very lengthy job. It is a very lengthy process. But in cloud computing, deployment is some steps away. Right click or just say next, okay, cancel. Whatever options are available, just select the options and simply deploy whatever you want to deploy. Whether you want to deploy any application or whether you want to make some changes in the hardware, deployment, that is the configuration, is very, very easy. We can add 30 servers within like next 30 seconds. We can remove 30 servers within next 30 seconds. If you need 100 servers, we can just say 100 and we can say launch. 100 servers will be launched within like 5 to 10 minutes. And if you don't need 100 servers now, we can just right click on the server and we can say terminate. So within next 5 to 10 minutes, we can terminate all the 100 servers or 30 servers or whatever. So deployment means adding something is very easy and removing something is very easy. Okay, flexibility and elasticity means how much we can add. There are no restrictions there actually. If you want to take 1000 TB hard disk, you can take 1000 TB hard disk. You know, one of the difference between the AWS and the other cloud providers are AWS has huge infrastructure compared to other cloud providers. AWS has huge infrastructure, so they will offer you whatever you need. Okay, but see, blindly in a company we are not taking 1000 TB hard disk. If you're taking 1000 TB hard disk, then we have to pay money for 1000 TB, right? Okay, it is not like your physical hard disk for sure, like how much you pay for physical hard disk, but at least you have to pay some money. So if your requirement is only 50 TB, you will go only with 50 TB. You will not pay money for like your extra 950 TB, right? So the option here is we can take as much we need. They will provide whatever you need. Okay, how much resources you need, or which operating system you need, or which application you want to run, they will provide each and everything. But at the end of the day, we will take only that much that we need actually. We should not take unnecessary resources. If you're taking unnecessary resources, that means you have to pay. For example, you want to go to a stadium to watch a match, football match or a cricket match. If you're three people, you will pay money for three tickets, right? So if I'm going with my two friends, I'm paying money for three tickets. I will not pay money for 30 tickets. If I pay money for 30 tickets, they will provide me 30 tickets. I have to pay money for 30 tickets. But how many people are going there? Only three people, right? So whatever we need, that much we need to use. The best option in cloud computing is at any given time, within some seconds or maximum within some minutes, we can increase and decrease our resources. That is one of the best option we have in cloud. Okay, and coming to pricing, increasing and decreasing, Amazon pricing is much more lesser than all the other cloud providers. Amazon pricing is much less than the other cloud providers. But how much they charge for the services, that we need to see in coming classes. For example, if I launch a EC2 machine, that is a Linux server. If I'm running this Linux server for this much time, how much they will charge, that I need to show you. Suppose I'm taking this much resources. Like suppose I'm taking a Windows server. So how much they will charge for this Windows server? I am taking this storage. That is your hard disk. So technically we call it a storage. So I'm taking this much storage. So if you take this much storage, how much they will charge? I will show you all the charges. Whenever there is a topic, according to topic, I need to discuss the charging also. How much money they will charge from us. But as of now, I can say one thing, Amazon charging is much lesser than the other cloud providers. See, whenever there is a competition, as a customer, we will see many things. We will consider many things. And one of the things we will consider, of course, is the money. How much money that XYZ cloud provider is charging, and how much money this particular Amazon is charging. So after considering all these things, then only we can say like, okay, I need to go with this particular cloud provider. So one of the reason why AWS is famous is because of the charging, also because of the money they will charge. They will charge less money compared to the other service providers. Okay, so these are some of the advantages or benefits we have. These are the very common benefits, are very, main benefits we have in cloud computing. Beside this, if you go on, like, you can see many other advantages. But to understand the cloud computing concept very well, these are some of the benefits we need to understand very well. So if I ask you a question like, can you please tell me any three benefits out of all these benefits which you think are best? So as of now, you can say cost savings, security, and elasticity, flexibility and elasticity. But see, If I say cost saving, security and elasticity, you may think of quick deployment, you may think of backup and restore, you may think of pay as you go model, you may think of like easy management, you may think of like mobility. Okay, so it's up to you. So if someone is asking you, tell me any 5 benefits of cloud computing or tell me any 3 benefits of cloud computing, you can simply say any benefit from this, whatever I have written there. Okay, there is a question here like what configuration banking applications required. Okay, whenever you are using any application, that application has a name and that application is designed by so and so company, right? So we need to go to the application company, they will say, okay, to run this particular application, this much hardware is needed. For example, if you are using MS Office, you know, every computer has MS Office for sure, right? So when you use this MS Office, you know, MS Office is a Microsoft product. So we need to go to Microsoft.com website. There we need to go to the MS Office option, and in this MS Office option, they will write clearly to run this particular application, this much hard disk should be there, this much RAM should be there, okay, this much free space should be there. So no one can say blindly to run any application how much resources they need. So how to know how much resources they need to run any application? We should go to that application. We should go to that company that is providing that application, or we should go to that company that is offering that application. They will mention each and everything in details. You know, there are certain applications which will work only on Windows 11 operating systems. These applications will not work on Windows 8 operating system. Got it? So there are many things we need to consider before we run an application. So we need to consider how much hardware is needed. We need to consider which operating system this application will work, and then we need to go with this application. And coming to cost, again, how much we use, that much we have to pay. Application cost is different. Cloud computing cost is different. In cloud, we are paying money for the hardware resources and we are paying money for the operating system. Applications we are running from our side. Okay, there are certain cloud models available where applications are also taken care by the cloud provider. But generally, as of now, I can say one thing. Majority of cases in cloud, we will pay money for the hardware that we use from the cloud, and we'll pay money for the operating system that we are using from the cloud. And coming to the applications, these applications we can take on our own, or these applications also we can purchase from the cloud. So there is no figure I can say as of now like this much money we need to spend. It all depends on your application. I repeat, it all depends on your application. So before we start using applications, like I said, what we need to consider, how much hardware that application needs and which software is best suited for that application. And then we need to install and configure applications. Like for example, you know, web servers. Majority of time, whenever we go and access internet, we select HTTP or HTTPS. That means we are connected to web server. You know, web server we can configure on Windows servers as well as on Linux servers. On both these servers, we can configure web servers. But around 85% cases all over the globe, 85% cases all over the globe, a web server will be configured on a Linux machine. See, this is a huge number, right? I'm saying around 80 to 85% cases. Got it, my friends? So there are certain applications which will run better on Linux, and there are certain applications that will run better on Windows. Some applications are designed only for Windows actually. We cannot run those applications on Linux machine. Those applications are also available. Like for example, there is a service called ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services. This is designed by Windows and they will run only on this Windows operating system. They cannot run on Linux operating system. So like this also we have. Like for example, if you go and take Samsung mobile phone, can we run WhatsApp on Samsung mobile phone? Of course we can do. If you go with a Nokia mobile phone, can we run WhatsApp on Nokia mobile phone? Of course we can do. But see here carefully, there are certain applications available that are only designed for Samsung mobiles. I repeat, there are certain applications available only for Samsung mobiles. So all these things we need to consider before we run an application. Now, let us see some disadvantages and let us see what solutions we have for each and every disadvantage. Now, to begin with, internet connectivity. Okay, you may say like internet is very good nowadays. So we are in India, so in most of the places in India, internet is very good. But this is not the same case in every country and every continent. You know, still there are many countries or many places all over the globe where there is no electricity. Forget about internet. There is no proper electricity. So internet connection, if it is not proper in your location, then you cannot connect to the cloud. If the internet connection is not available, then you cannot access internet, right? So if you're not able to access internet, you cannot access anything over the cloud. Cloud is there over the internet, right? The data center is there over the internet. So by using the internet connection, the connection that we are using right now, by using the same internet connection, we can connect to cloud. So if you go to some remote locations where internet is not available, so from there you cannot connect to cloud. Or if you go to any other country, if they want to run the applications over the cloud, but if the internet is not properly designed or if the internet connection is not properly available, then cloud is not for them. But this was a major problem maybe in year 2010. I remember in city like Hyderabad is considered as one of the IT hub in India, right? So in a city like Hyderabad in the year 2010, the internet speed was in kbps, kilobits per second or kilobytes per second, in 2010. Now this is 2022. My internet speed is 100 MB. This is KB. 1024 KB is 1 MB. So what is the internet connection I'm using now? In 2022, I'm using 100 MB in my home. Can I go with 1000 MB? Of course, I can go with 1000 MB. But do I need that much speed for my personal use? No. So 100 MB, 60 MB, 80 MB is a very common speed nowadays in majority of big cities in India. So internet was a issue some years before, but as of now, it is not an issue in major countries. But still, you know, we need to talk about internet because it comes under disadvantages, because you know there are still many countries and many cities and many places where the internet connection is not properly designed. Okay, fine. That is one disadvantage, but you know, we have already came over this disadvantage, right? We are not in 2010 now, we are in 2022. So let us keep this disadvantage aside now. Now, there is something called vendor lock-in. This can be a disadvantage. Vendor lock-in. Vendor means your company. You know, like I said, there are approximately 2000 cloud providers. Amazon is one of the cloud provider. Google is one of the cloud provider. Microsoft is one of the cloud provider. Alibaba, Oracle, HP, IBM, Cisco, Citrix. These are some of the cloud providers. So when I say company like Amazon or Google or Microsoft or HP or IBM, we can trust these companies, right? Trusting in the sense, you know, we can say these companies will not go down within next 2 years or 3 years. These are like big multinational companies. These are huge. So can I say like Amazon will be like washed out within like next 2 years? Can I say like this? Of course, no. Amazon is one of the biggest companies, so we can expect them to survive the market in any circumstances, right? That is possible. Now, there are certain small companies available which may not survive. See, if a person wants to start a data center, any person can start a data center, any person can provide the cloud connectivity. Okay, they can become a cloud computing provider, but they need to provide the infrastructure and all those things. Suppose they have a location where they have a data center, they have a huge data center. First of all, they need to convince the customers that their data center is secure. Their data center will provide you the best services. They need to convince the customers. It is not possible for a customer like me to get convinced easily. For example, I can go to Flipkart. I can do shopping on Flipkart easily. Whatever shopping I do, maybe I'm purchasing 1000 rupees and maybe I'm purchasing 50,000 rupees. So if I purchase something for 50,000 rupees, I have a trust on Flipkart that 50,000 product will be delivered to my home. That is a trust Flipkart has built over the years. But when you go and look for the online shopping, you will come across many, many websites. But how many websites do you trust there? Hardly you trust, some 5 to 10 websites there, right? But you will not trust most of the websites. I'll share one story actually. It's a story that I experienced personally. 2020, yeah, 2020, the last 2020, my wife was, doing some online shopping and all those things. Then she saw some dresses. Women, they like shopping the dresses and the jewelries and all those things, right? So there was an offer on a particular website, and the offer was 8,500 rupees dress. They were offering you in like 200 rupees. See, blindly you can say this is like, not possible, right? 8,500, a frock or some dress, the women's dress, they were offering in 200 rupees. You know what she did? She forcefully took the mobile phone, or she just requested me, and she ordered 5 dresses. That means how much? 1,000. So she was expecting like around 40,000 rupees on the dresses that will cost him like 40,000 rupees. She is getting in 1,000 rupees. She was very happy. Remember which year was that? It was like 2020. Now we are in which year? We are in 2022. Still she is waiting for those dresses. I know this very well. The 1,000 rupees is gone. Yeah, this is the practical example I'm sharing with you. So what I'm trying to say here is, we trust the bigger brands. We trust the companies which has already established themselves. So if I go and do some shopping on Flipkart, I can blindly trust that whatever shopping I am doing, it will come to my home. That product will come to my home. But these 5 dresses never came. It's nearly 2 years. I know it will not come ever. After like 1 week or so, when I went back to that particular website was not available. So I'm not the only person who did shopping here, I guess. There will be like some hundreds of people or thousands of people who did shopping, and they have easily earned some lakhs of rupees, and they just run away. So when I say this, vendor lock-in means, if you go with a small company, if you go with a small cloud provider, there is no guarantee that cloud provider can offer you all the services. There is no guarantee that the cloud provider can offer you all the resources, and they can offer you resources and everything for very long. If they are getting customers, they can survive. If you're not getting customers, they cannot survive. So in case if they are not able to survive in the market, then it is very difficult for us to move the applications from one vendor to another vendor. This is the whole story I want to share with you. It is very difficult for us to move the applications from one vendor to another vendor, means from one cloud provider to the other cloud provider. It is not so easy to move. So it's always better you go and select a cloud provider that is more trusted, a cloud provider that is more, that has a bigger market share. So blindly you can trust Amazon or Microsoft or even Google or Oracle or Alibaba or Citrix or Cisco or HP or IBM or DigitalOcean or any other cloud provider. So better not to go with any small cloud provider, so that in future you may face some difficulties. If your server is down, if your network is down, you're losing your business. If your website is down, you're losing your business. Got it? So vendor locking is a problem. So better you should not go with a small cloud provider, better go with a trusted cloud provider, and blindly you can trust companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and so on. I hope this concept is clear, my friend. Vendor lock in. Now there is something called downtime. What is downtime? Downtime means actually, it is possible for a data center to go down. It is possible for a server to go down. Whenever you transfer some money, in some cases or at some cases, you will get some issue, and the issue will be the server is down, so the money cannot be transferred successfully. That is called downtime. Whenever you access your Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, sometimes you will see the downtime. That means the server is not responding properly. So there is a downtime available. But if you go with a bigger company, Last time when I heard there was a downtime in Amazon was in 2018. I have never came across any other news or any other scenario where after 2018 they said there is a downtime there. So what I'm trying to say here is downtime is an issue, it is a disadvantage. But if you go with your on-premise network, there is more downtime here actually. See, on-premise network, there is more downtime compared to the cloud network. So downtime is there in the on-premise network and downtime can be there in cloud. So we need to again see their records and the history and everything. And then we can select, okay, these are the bigger cloud providers. We have like very less downtime. So for this downtime, what is the solution here? For this downtime, we need to go with like backup and restore. Your application should be up 24/7. And there are many ways in which we can run the applications 24/7, but still we can expect some downtime. But like I said, downtime is possible in the cloud as well as downtime is possible within our local data center. And within the local data center, there is more chances of downtime compared to the internet, compared to the cloud. Okay. Support. You know what is support means? Support means, if there is any problem, you should take support from that vendor. For example, I'm using Windows 10 operating system here. If there is some problem in this Windows 10 operating system, I should troubleshoot by myself. But suppose I'm not able to troubleshoot, then what to do? If I'm not able to troubleshoot, then I should send a email to the Microsoft people and Microsoft people will assist me. Like for example, you have a Samsung TV in your home. If there is some problem in that Samsung TV, then what you do? You will make a call to the Samsung provider. They have a call center, they have a number there. So what these people will do, they will send a person to you to assist. That is called support, right? Whatever products we take, we need a support there. So every company that is offering you some product, they have a proper support team, and Amazon team is one of the best team available. 24/7 at any given time we can take support. Okay, but again there is some other story with this support that we will see after a couple of days. But there is support available from Amazon, there is support available from Microsoft, there is support available from Google and all these companies. Okay, but why I have kept this in the disadvantage part? Because support may take some time to come. It may take some time to come. So for this support, we need to pay money. If you need support very early, then we have to pay some money. And this money we need to pay not only for our AWS cloud, this money we have to pay for like Microsoft also, Linux also, Cisco also, HP also. Okay, for each and every company, we need to pay money and we have to take support. So still I have kept this in disadvantage part. Listen carefully, friends. There is no administrator anywhere on the face of the earth who can say, oh, I have 20 years of experience on Linux server. I can do everything by myself. There is no administrator who can make a claim like this. They have to take support at some time. They have to. Okay. So the same support we have to take from cloud. Okay. In the advantages part, we said security is an advantage. Now in the disadvantages part, we are saying security is a disadvantage. Fine. See, there are many ways in which we can provide security. That is great. But still there are many cases from many other vendors. I'm not saying Amazon or Microsoft or Google and all those things. I'm saying there are many cases which you can see where you have kept your data on a cloud, but the cloud provider can see your data. They can go through each and everything from that particular data. So in that way, security is a problem. But cloud providers like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, you know what these people do? They will provide you the encryption option. You can encrypt the data and you can upload the data. So like that way you can keep your data more secure. But if anyone says your data is 100% secure, like when you send a message on the WhatsApp, when you send a message over the WhatsApp, you will get a message there, right? End-to-end encryption. If I am believing them, then I don't have much knowledge about the IT and the computers and all those things. Is it completely secure, my friend? No. They can still look at our data. They can still, go through our data. Okay, but we can simply take some extra precautions here. That is what I need to say here. So security is very good over the cloud, but still if you're blindly trusting security over the cloud, that means no, you cannot. Especially the small cloud providers, they can sneak into your data. Got it? Then there is something called limited control. Limited control means we don't have control over the data centers. The control is there with the cloud provider itself. The control is there with cloud provider. We just need to trust them, and whatever services you're offering, we need to take care of all those services. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages we have. Okay, so as a cloud administrator, you should be aware of each and everything, in the sense, how we can utilize the resources very well. And there are certain places where we need to be more cautious. So wherever there is something which you feel like, okay, this is not looking completely secure, then we have to take extra precautions there. Yeah, Snowflake is something related to your data storage and all those things actually. Okay, dear. So this was these are the advantages and disadvantages. So just try to revise this class again so that you can understand the exact benefits we are getting in cloud and the disadvantages what we have. And to overcome these disadvantages, like I said, we have to take some precautions. So overall, if I can say like this, there are many advantages in cloud. I repeat, there are many advantages in cloud compared to disadvantage. But I'm not saying like it is completely secure. If someone says cloud is completely secure, then he is completely incorrect. And if someone says the on-premise data is completely secure, then also he is completely incorrect. Okay, let us take the basic example. If I keep all the money in my home, is it completely safe? No. If I keep all the money in the bank, is it completely safe? No. But you know what we can do? We can trust bigger banks. Like suppose in India, if I say SBI, this is more trusted bank in India, right? This particular bank has more than 25,000 branches. So this is a huge thing, my friend. More than 25,000 branches all over India. So that is one of the leading banks we have. So I can keep some money here and I can trust this bank a bit more. But you know what I have to do? I have to take some precautions. I simply cannot share my details with anyone. If you keep your money in a bank and if you're sharing the details with any XYZ person, then your money is not safe. So when you keep some money in a bank, there are some rules and regulations. There are some ifs and buts we need to follow. If you are following those rules and regulations, whatever money you keep, maybe you're keeping 10,000 rupees or 10 million rupees or 10 billion rupees, whatever money you keep, that is safe. So this is the best example. It is something like your cloud. If you keep some data over the cloud, then you should know how to protect the data. You should not share your information with many people. This is what cloud is all about. So we have many more advantages in cloud, my friend, compared to disadvantage. So most of the companies, they are moving to cloud. Of course, they are saving money and they have better security compared to the on-premise network. So most of the companies, they are moving into cloud. Already many companies have already moved, and some companies, they are still using the virtualization setup, and very soon the companies will start moving into the cloud. As of now, I'm not saying like every person is using cloud, but every person can move and every person will move into the cloud, because the advantages it offers us, These are like huge advantages. I'll ask a very simple question here. Can you please tell me when was the last time you have attended any marriage that marriage took in front of a house? Normal, you know, when you go and attend a marriage, it will be like, we call it as function hall in India, right? In a general terminology. So when was the last time you have seen someone is like, you know, inviting you for a marriage function, like a dinner or reception or whatever, at their house or near their house? It's very rare. 90% cases, 99% cases, at least 90% cases, on that, you know, invitation card, a function hall address will be there. So you should go to that function hall and attend the function. That means, you know, this is your on-premise data center, this is a cloud data center. It's not easy to manage on-premise data center. It's a very big work. But cloud, everything is managed by the function hall people. We just go there for one day, we just pay money according to our requirement, and we just finish the function and we go home. That's it. This is your cloud. 20 years before, remember how many function halls were there around your home, wherever you're living now? I just go back to my town actually, where I did my schooling and all those things. In the year 2000, there was like 1 or 2 function halls. But now, as of now, there are totally 23 to 25 function halls. So this is again something like your cloud. Okay, so tomorrow when we come, we will see there is something called cloud computing service models and cloud computing deployment models. So this is also a very, very important topic to understand. So then we can say the AWS. Right now, whatever we have done till now, we are learning about cloud computing. We have not yet started discussing about the AWS. AWS is one of the cloud provider. So whatever we are learning here, this is your overview of cloud computing. In cloud computing, my friend, there is Amazon Web Services. So once we finish all the ifs and buts of cloud computing, then we can go with the Amazon Web Services. But like I said, you first we have to go through all the cloud computing concepts. Uh, what is SageMaker? Actually, it is one of the service that is for your machine learning. It is a service from Amazon. It is a machine learning. MI is actually a very big concept right nowadays. So for machine learning, this particular service is there. Remember, I told you cloud computing is not only for the administration part, it is for, like, you know, many other services. There are many services provided by cloud, especially Amazon. You know, there are nearly 200 services offered by Amazon. And the second one is Microsoft, where there are around 60 to 65 services. So this is one of the service, SageMaker, that is for like machine learning people. Okay, friends, so any questions, any doubts from this session? Hopefully by tomorrow we will finish all the ifs and buts. We will see each and everything in details, so that once we go into the AWS, things will look more easier for you. And the syllabus, I think you have already seen the syllabus. Yesterday we have seen everything about the syllabus actually. So in case if you need the syllabus and all those things, I'm sending a mail here. This is my mail ID. Please ping me on this mail ID so that I can share all the details with you. Okay, so there is a mail ID I'll be using for all the classes. I'll make a Google Drive also. In that Google Drive, I'll keep each and everything, whatever classes we are learning or whatever things we are discussing in each day. But still, if you need some other information, and if you need some more details, then you can ping me on this mail ID. Okay, one more thing. Tomorrow class will be the last demo class, I guess. The last class where they will offer you this link. Maybe after tomorrow, they will change the link for sure. Okay, so if you want to get all the details, all the other details about fees and all those things, please make a call on this number. I'll just share the number. Wait a second, please. 9246 21 21 43. This is the number. So if you have any other questions regarding fees, duration, syllabus, and all those things, just make a call on this number and they will guide you for all the other details. Okay, friends, so that was the session for today. In case if you have any other questions, any other doubts, I'll be here for like 30 more seconds. Hopefully we can see each and everything. Then we can stop this session for today. And like I said, tomorrow we will see some service models and deployment models. With that, we will finish each and everything about the cloud computing that we need to learn. Then we will enter into the AWS. See, right now we are still here. We have just done these two things. Tomorrow we will see these two things, service model and the deployment models. Then we are more than ready to go with this cloud architect and how to create account and all these things. Okay, yeah, fine. So I guess there are no more questions. So I'll stop this session here and see you tomorrow at same time, 8 p.m. India Standard Time. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. Bye.